Victoria's Secret. Pay extra to get light in your face.
Yeah, pay extra so you feel like you have bigger boobs than you actually have.
Pay extra so you can go home and tell all your friends that you have a D cup when.
According to Victoria's Secret, this is two important information in one. Well, and with this, hello and welcome everybody to the today actually awkward cast with Wine, Keyframe, Wonderbout, Random Dribble, and we could not start off the year without, of course, getting Ambris somewhere in January. So hey, welcome back, Ambris. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing okay. How am I too close to the camera? I'm like.
No. This is the natural cropping into the show.
A little bit of intimacy has never been.
Do you guys want to examine? Do you guys want to examine every one of my pores on my skin? It's like, you could do that.
Oh, welcome to the dermatologist channel. But no,
the dermacast.
That sounds disgusting.
It does.
Ambris, in the case that somebody is watching who has not been watching us for a while and is wondering who you are and what you do and why they should care, how about freshening up our memory?
Oh, I'm a furry artist. That's all you need to know. I'm furry trash.
Good.
I also would like to say that Ambris is the artistic genius behind this.
Perfect delay. Nice. Almost got it.
Nice. I also see some of my Tempest poster on your wall behind you. So.
He's also the artist of this, and this one which is cut off. God damn it! Reveal.
I need to draw that one. So old.
Yeah, that's your lie, right? Yeah. But yeah, I guess I just revealed myself as a fanboy. No.
And a furry.
You only bought one of those.
That's true.
That you know of.
No. This one I bought. This one I got as a present. So.
Okay.
By another person.
That was the first time I met you. Ambris was getting that poster.
Oh yeah, at
BabsCon.
No, EQLA.
No, he got the Tempest poster at EQLA. I got the Lyra one at BabsCon.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think
my memory is a steel trap.
Yeah, the thing is, I even ended up buying this twice at EQLA because the first copy I showed to a bunch of friends and one was like, "Whoa, that's amazing! Oh damn it, I wish I had more cash." Yeah, come on, have it, whatever. I get another one.
Yeah, but yeah. So what's been going on in your life, Ambris? What has been your highlights recently?
Since the pre-Christmas episode, which was the last time you were with us.
How did you enjoy this blink of the eye month that we call January?
Actually, my January has. I guess it has felt kind of fast for me, but the fact is, my birthday was like a few days ago, or close to a week ago, something like that.
Best
I'm 29 now. Let's see.
I actually saw a lot of Erica fan art.
Yes, exactly. Because I am going to.
I find it to show.
I'm going to milk my birthday for all it's worth. Draw me fan art of my OCs because I am a narcissist.
Oh man!
Wait, you have multiple ones?
Same.
Because we mostly got to see Erica.
Yeah. Okay. I have one popular OC, and I've got many others that are just whips all right now.
Okay.
Any dog girls.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's actually the next character I'm going to draw.
That is really pretty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was what. Yeah, so and so's. Just a couple different people doing that. It was awesome. It was like, yay, fan art. I had to ask for it on my birthday, but still, fan art.
I'm sorry, looking at the previous one, it's like, when this person draws more wolves than any other species.
Oh, evil.
No shade. It's still a pretty art style, but...
Have you seen that one furry poster that's like, the lazy artist guide to drawing species, and it's like it starts off with like a little cartoon wolf, and then it shows a fox, a dingo, a dog, and they're all exactly the same, and then it goes down to a cat, and it's like just a slightly shorter snout, but exactly the same otherwise. It's an amazing little, and it just goes into more and more absurd species. Like then it shows a dog, and it's exactly the same. Sorry, it shows a snake, but it's exactly the same as the dog without legs, but it still has a dog face and a tail, and it's just like it's an amazing shit. I gotta see if I can find that.
But But yeah, besides your birthday, has anything else happened?
I did go to FurCon.
Oh, how was that?
That was pretty fun. Hold on, I actually want to link this since I just found it really quick.
Perfect. Give it to me,
We're probably
baby.
gonna have to. We're probably gonna have to zoom in to it.
Okay, there we go. Sharing it.
Oh, okay. It's not as big as I thought. The snake.
Hey, no, isn't that amazing? That cracks me up. I see that's everywhere in the furry community these days because it's kind of true. And I mean, I have to admit I'm guilty of doing this, and it's something that I mean, when I was starting to draw Erica a lot, like, you know what? I need to learn how to actually draw like something that is more of a shark face, and that's something I continue to work on to this day. And so it's
How is the cat even different? It isn't different at all, is it?
Oh, okay, then it isn't.
Not even the shortest. Oh, the bear, but the bear has a different ears. The deer.
I just imagine if they put ferret, it's just that, but with the body like Photoshop transformed.
Well,
to stretch out the lower half.
That's what the weasel is.
Weasel.
Wait, is it a little bit longer? Yes, it's a little bit longer. It's actually a little bit longer.
That is amazing.
This is great. Let's all try a little. I like the bottom. Let's all try a little harder.
Oh, there's your shark.
There's a shark. Yeah, with.
There's Erica.
It just looks like her.
You just need to Photoshop Erica's hair on there. So, to answer your question, I am doing a dog girl. Well, she's actually she's like Erica's best friend, an OC Anita. She's actually part wolf, part fox, which makes her vaguely dog-like. Canid.
She's also at the same university, isn't she?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
she's Erica's roommate, best friend. I'll be posting about that soon.
Yeah, I believe you actually showed the entire cast of your series ages ago.
Sketches
it was like the first Awkward you were on.
Could very much be.
Back in the day. But so how was FurCon? What did you do?
2018. So FurCon was as always fun. Just a lot of times I go to these cons just to hang out with friends that I can never meet otherwise. So, you know, and that's always like the highlight of it. Once you've been to a few panels, you've been to, you know, most of them. They're kind of, kind of the same.
Can we find you on embarrassing pictures?
What, FurCon?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Oh, you would have, not of me, but.
Missed.
You'll probably find plenty of other ones.
Sure. What was I saying? Oh, what was really neat though is that we had two new people who had never been to a con before, or at least a furry con. But I don't think they've ever been to a con at all. So they were all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, no pun intended. You know, to be there and just trying all the things. So we were kind of showing them around to all the new stuff. So it was kind of cool to sort of see. I don't know, going to a con for the first time again through their eyes, the excitement and just like the it's just, you know, there's something really cool about being, you know, surrounded by 100 people and thinking all of these people have similar interests to that I do. We're all here for the same thing, and there's an amazing sense of community that comes out of that you know that you can't get from like even the internet. It's always an experience. So
how can I make money off of this? And that is what happens when you go into a vendor's head.
Yes, exactly. Oh man, every time I go to the vendor hall, I get so inspired because there's like so many cool, amazing artists. But there's also like a lot of artists who I feel like are on the same level as I am. I'm like, I could do this. I should vendor here, and I intend to vendor there every year. Except I always miss the sign up time because I don't know when it happens. It's earlier.
Follow the Twitter, man.
I do follow the Twitter. And I still miss it because I hate Twitter. Twitter doesn't give me proper notifications. It just doesn't.
Okay, what you need to do is unfollow everyone else that you follow and only follow FurCon.
I don't see anything go wrong with it. Okay, where is this happening?
It happened in San Jose.
This is which state?
Just south of San Francisco.
California.
It is
our state.
Okay, so I mean, so Ambris.
It's called San something. Of course, it's California.
But Ambris, may I introduce you to my good friend Keyframe? She lives nearby you. She is also furry trash, and she's good at organizing shit. Why don't you guys go there together next year? And she will poke you about
I think we were already talking about that actually.
We were talking about it, and then we found out that the signups were passed. So I was like, well.
So much for that. Well, I mean, there's other fur cons, there's other cons and stuff, but it's important to remember, like I said, from what I hear, FurCon's vendor applications open up way earlier before the con compared to any other con. So literally, the next few months is when we're going to want to be on the lookout for 2020s.
I will keep eyes peeled like a potato.
Potatoes don't have eyes, do they? Oh wait, I guess they kind of do.
They do have eyes. Yeah, where do you think the eyes peeled the term came from?
Really morbid people.
I mean, it was probably morbid that people named part of the potato's eyes knowing that you're going to peel those things. So, anyways, do the hosts have any highlights? Because I sure don't.
I mean, since I have a different medium, I wanted to give my 2 cents about Mary Poppins that I saw the other day.
Okay, let me hear how you're wrong.
No,
wow, right out the gate. Let's fight.
Wait.
Hold on, let me get some popcorn.
First, let me go to the twiddles. So to have the
visual aid of you standing.
Exactly. How could I tell this story without this epic visualization of me blandly staring into a camera? Being like,
It looks like you're trying to look cool, but you also don't know how to take a selfie.
Well, first of all, I don't know how to take a selfie, and second of all, I'm when I take those pictures, it's like hyper focused. So first of all, it's selfie.
I've seen you take the pictures.
First, I arrange myself in the shot, and then I move my entire arm like it's a steady thing. I move my entire body and arm around until the poster is in the right spot in the background, and then I make the picture. So I'm trying to look relaxed and smile, and this is the result of it.
I've heard him mumble little electronic sounds while taking selfies.
I was about to say I could totally relate, but at that point I'm like, nah, that's just weird.
And,
he really commits to the robot.
And on top of everything, selfie. I consider selfies pretty stupid and ridiculous to do in public, or at least they come with a certain cliche and connotation. So I'm also trying to get this over with quickly and not stand there and make too much of a fuss.
Then why do you do it?
For the Twitter people. But yeah.
Just take a picture of the poster.
My worst one, my worst one, which is amazing. People in the feed, if you just take a picture of the photo, people in the feed do not quickly associate it with you. So I try to put my ugly mud in there too. But no, the worst selfie picture experience was Into the Spider-Verse, because the picture was not this public picture, but it was in a passage.
I've seen this one.
And I wanted to do a pose, like the spider web pose, and at the same time do it in the picture while holding the camera, and it's blurry and the light is shitty, and people kept coming by, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything embarrassing over here.
At a certain point, you should just ask someone to take the picture for you.
I know.
Oh, man.
So, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, so Mary Poppins, let's hear how you enjoyed this joyous film.
Yeah, no, the thing is that I have to say it's a pretty good recap of the feel of the original, but still modernized. So you have less of those show don't tell children. You have those children like, oh, those children are like super naughty, even though they don't react naughty in any point of the film like it was in the original. No, you have here kids who actually who have characters beyond being told that they are supposed to be super naughty, and so the kids come across as living beings. And
they're not even naughty. What I liked about it was that they that they were the complete opposite of Jane and Michael. Because their mom is dead, they were actually too mature for their age.
Yeah, and on the other hand, you also don't recap the story of the asshole dad. You recap the story of, or in this time around, it's this dad of having a hard time and trying to be a great dad, but at the same time trying to protect his family. And so they found a nice new setup. Then again, they did a lot of rerun of the old things. Like you described this one song as basically the new supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or whatever it's called in English, and then you have this other song which is basically the equivalent to ha 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 under the ceiling song.
The turning turtle.
Yeah, this kind of beat by beat, I have a little bit of a feeling about it, because like, okay, it's a sequel, but it's a sequel and it's decades later, so you can kind of do it as a remake, but I didn't need this. Ambris?
I mean, I'm that's basically what I was saying. Is I thought is that if it's a half a century old, classic, I feel like a modernized retake of it, even though it's a sequel, you make describe it as something as a modernized retake. I feel like that's justified because it's it's been half a century, so
and also,
it doesn't need to be a like a continuity that evolves and dramatically changes the status quo of the Mary Poppins cinematic universe.
Totally, but the beat by beat thing. So we have the one human song, we have the one big animal number or cartoon number. We have but what I really liked, in contrary to the beat by beat thing, was that they had this I just say the kart race scene. To do not spoil anything, which was a completely different tone, which was an action tone and a kind of dark tone, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is tough shit there. Like good, like actually.
Now this is kart racing.
Yeah, and they didn't have anything like that in the original. You cannot compare it to the Fox Hunt. The Fox Hunt was just silly goofiness, but here we have like this rather intense scene. So credit where credit is due.
Dang, there goes my hopes for the edgy, dark and gritty Mary Poppins reboot. That's what I wanted.
I mean, they do climb Big Ben, and Lin-Manuel almost dies doing it. So
Jesus.
But no, I'm just gonna say this in my defense of the people who say the beat by beat thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same fucking thing in the books. People wanted a Mary Poppins thing that was more accurate to the books. And then they realize, oh wait, every book has the same plot structure.
Mm. But still, this leaves the criticism there.
But what are they going to do with the source material?
No. I'm just saying this doesn't change the criticism. It just changes the literal source of the criticism to the source material. But it's still
I'm just saying, don't blame the movie makers.
But no, to bluntly call people out, I can totally not relate to what was it like. Please don't waste your time on that garbage, because no. I'm not entirely sure if this person is like British Ninja and is out of principle against it, and has some or if they actually watched it and were like, no, I don't like it, which is fair. I mean, I still don't see any reason for that kind of harsh language, but
haters gonna hate.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I understand why people wouldn't like it. But garbage? There's much worse garbage in the cinema. Have you seen Escape Room? Like, come on now.
Speaking of which, I did an escape room at FurCon, which was really funny timing.
Nice.
That was fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
Escape rooms are great. I did mine over Christmas, and I already talked about it. But escape room is great. I love escape rooms now.
Yes, I've been wanting to do one for years, and when I was at FurCon and I noticed on the agenda that like they had an escape room, I'm like,
but here's a question:
we got to do one.
Did you get out?
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh.
We actually got 5th place in the leaderboards, even though like most of us had never done one before. But at the same time, you're at a FurCon, so everyone here is a geek who has played a Zelda before, and also half the people in there were like computer science nerds, so they were just logical problem solving was what they did for a living.
Like
so
literally,
we had an hour to complete it, and we got out in 40 minutes. 5th place, and it was just like nailed it. It was really cool. Sorry, what?
Oh no, yeah, I was just agreeing that it's cool.
No.
It was. I'm hooked on escape rooms now. I'm like, I gotta find who all's doing an escape room, and I gotta do them all the time now.
No, so I mean, so far I only have one and a board game under my belt, so we keep each other posted. Like, when is the critical number reached? When it's like, meh, it lost its magic. So we should not rush it. We should keep it.
Yeah.
We should over the span of our life.
Yeah, I went to. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, to just, I mean, normally we don't interact too much with the chat, but since somebody was still like, you don't need to put your face on your Twitter, it's your Twitter. It's about the feed that other people see. If you follow 100,000 people and you just scroll through your feed and don't go specifically to my page, you just see a picture of the poster and are like, poster.
I have a weird thing with my Twitter followers in that they've recognized my hands because a lot of times
creepy.
when. Well, no, here's the thing. A lot of times I don't feel like putting my face. So if you actually look through pictures, if I'm not taking a picture of my face or something, I'm always just putting my hand in front of something. And I'm usually like, imagine this isn't there. So I'm going like this, or like I'll have my hand on some food, or I'm just pointing at something. Or some of the Twitter videos I put, I'm just putting my hand on things or throwing knives in a backpack or something. So
Clearly.
it's gotten to a point where people recognize my stubby nailed baby hands.
Clearly, what you should do is like just start painting a face onto your hands, and just like, "Hello, Keyframe here." Just like.
Don't encourage me. I have markers at my desk.
No, too much light. Too much light.
But like, no, I was going to say I've been to an escape room once, and I really want to do it because there's this really great escape room down in LA, and we did an Alice in Wonderland theme one. Yeah, further encouragement for you to come down here. But like, we went to an Alice in Wonderland theme one, and they have a Jumanji one now that I really want to go to. But
Into the
this
Jungle
requires
with
friends. Yes.
How many people do you need?
I think it's like up to 4 or 5. But the thing is, like, I have a lot of. Well, no, it's 2 to 4. You can you just need at least one other person, but everyone I know is busy or doesn't want to go down to LA, so I'm kind of stuck.
Kichi
doesn't like driving down to LA.
Ow!
But yeah,
just kidding.
but point is, this happens in every Ambris cast. We go super off the rails.
I have that effect. I am just whee.
Oh my god! Yeah, okay.
I need to find.
Did you dye your hair?
I need to find my blue marker. Someone talk about their media. I'll be right back.
I need to keep mine to shock Keyframe about it. So what's your media? You haven't even told me yet.
I kind of came up with this at the last second, and I'm assuming no one else is talking about it. I wanted to talk about the new Carmen Sandiego cartoon on Netflix. Here, let me go ahead and link you a little thing.
Yes.
Just a.
It's on my watch list, so now you're basically going to tell me if I should watch it or not.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
I mean, it already has a good appeal to it. So there's something to click. I click it.
There we go.
Hello.
I love your new hair key.
Oh yeah, no. What I just realized about this before we go into your media, I used Crayola markers for the red, the blue, and the green because those are water soluble. They're meant for children to wash off. The black isn't. The black is a Faber-Castell fine liner that's permanent ink.
Oops.
Anyways, about Carmen Sandiego.
It's great. I love it. I've only watched like the first few episodes, but just like watching the 2-part intro to the series, like it basically is like it's sort of a in media res plus a prologue to the whole thing, and it's just like it's phenomenally well written. Like you think they take a show as kind of you'd be impressed by how they took a show as a cheesy as and kind of like just obvious edutainment as the original Carmen Sandiego, and they really just revamped the whole premise to kind of keep close to the spirit of the original while at the same time also having a really good genuine story to it. It takes the Voltron approach, I guess, and it's just I love it. Carmen Sandiego is a really cool, compelling character. The art design is just absolutely breathtaking. Just watch those videos. I cannot believe how amazing.
The Stranger Things kid is here.
Oh yeah, he's here. Yeah, he plays the guy in the chair.
Wait, which kid?
Finn Wolfhard. He's the one that played young Danny in the Danny Don't You Know music video.
Oh,
the one that's friends with the Game Grumps.
Oh, you saw the name in the somewhere, or how do you know this?
Yeah. No, it was literally in the opening credits in big bold letters. Finn Wolfhard.
Ah, okay, now I get it. I was like,
can I just say that I've always felt that's the coolest last name. I wish my last name was Wolfhard.
That like sounds like a furry name.
It does, doesn't it? But it also sounds like it could be like a cheesy, like a parody of an 80s action hero's name. My name is Hank Wolfhard.
I know normally I try to not go anywhere into IRL stuff, but I have a colleague with a last name Boom, like Boom, like.
Does he have a cool first name to go with it, or
it goes cool with it?
His first name should be Ka.
Kabu.
It took her a moment.
That took me. That had a Skype flag there, but first of all, would his parents be cruel or clever if they did that?
No, his first name. Speaking melody-wise, it works very well, but it's not like Ka or something.
I wish I had the last name Wolfhard, but my first name is too boring. It would be Christine Wolfhard. Like, no, that's boring.
But yeah, I already offered him to marry him just for his last name, but we figured since we are both straight, it wouldn't work out anyway. So.
Maximilian Boom. That sounds great.
That's a cheesy 80s action hero name.
Max Boom.
That's a 90s superhero. That's just Max Steel, the sequel. Max Boom.
You better deal with it.
Nice.
But anyway, still, do you have any more to say about Carmen Sandiego?
Just that it manages to keep in like sort of the geography world lesson stuff. Somehow they managed to weave that into the plot without it being too awkward, because she is still basically going all over the world to on these espionage missions. But she is absolutely like the protagonist good guy now versus like an evil organization of thieves. And it's just. It's just really well written, well animated. It looks like I'm sure everyone has said this, but it looks like the Esurance commercials from like 10 years ago, which is amazing, but like fully evolved into a full show. And it's just wow.
People wanted to fuck the Esurance girl anyway, so.
I'm pretty much.
She was pretty hot. Even I over here in Europe heard of her. There goes Keyframe.
No, I'm just imagining someone's sexual awakening being an insurance commercial.
I've heard worse. I've heard people having the hots for the green M&M.
Oh wait, she was also female. Yeah, you have red and blue or yellow and red or whatever.
All of them are female except for the green one and recently the brown one. But like,
you mean male?
Yeah, male. But still, it's just like what?
The
green M&M is a circle with heels.
Did you just assume the gender of a chocolate ball with a nut inside of it?
I mean, when you describe it like that, it's easy to assume, isn't it?
I guess they really like curvy women.
Oh, that's not even a curve. It's just a sphere.
It's the ultimate curve.
It's the ultimate curve. How can you can't
get any
parabola. You can't get any more curvy than a perfect circle.
So I personally have the feeling we slightly moved away from the topic of Carmen, so I guess we are done with it.
Go watch it. It's amazing. There we go.
Okay, it's already on my watch list because it gave me good vibes from just seeing the animation and stuff. So
yeah, I cannot. I mean, I cannot go on enough about how good the show just looks, even in stills and in animation. It is just phenomenally. It flows. It's just I love it. The best like a Flash animation can offer.
So,
okay.
I guess I go next because mine is horrible, and Keyframe can then wash everybody's perception of it clear again.
Sure, go ahead.
So I have been a little bit desperate in the search for a new medium because either stuff is not yet ready to be presented or I have not experienced anything new over the week, which is rare enough. However, I watched something on YouTube, which I first discovered shortly before Christmas, the first episode, but then I missed it by but missed the new parts. But I've caught up to it, and it made me really laugh, and it's very funny. And it's about a gamer girl playing the 100 baby challenge in The Sims 4.
I saw that thumbnail. Oh my god.
It's like,
this is from BuzzFeed. You really couldn't find anything better.
it came across my YouTube recommendations on a channel I wouldn't otherwise watch.
What kind of YouTube videos do you watch for that to show up in your recommendations?
I have no idea. I don't watch The Sims. You said it was BuzzFeed. Yeah, it's from BuzzFeed multiplayer. I barely watch Let's Plays nowadays. I have no clue how this appeared here. I literally don't know, but now it's here. And
it's YouTube's algorithm. That's how it appears.
But it's still usually the algorithm builds on something. But no, the entire the point about this thing is that you have this I forgot this girl who is so far likable, which is a good start. I mean, often enough, if you don't like the host, it's a bad thing. And the thing is, so she is Kelsey, and she has her sim. She was like, no, this is not me. This is totally not me. This is Chelsea. And they
basically... Are we just going to ignore the sim that was in the iron lung a second ago? Like, wait, what? Like, go back?
Oh, no, this was a birth channel where she gives birth. I mean, since she has to get 100 babies, she ends up there often. Where is it? You mean the surgery tube? I tried to find it again. Wait.
Yeah, it looks like an iron lung.
Wait, it's probably just I cannot find it anymore. It's probably just a standard apparatus they use in this in The Sims 4 for any magic. There it is, for any magical procedure. No, you see, you have this very hygienic process of this arm. Show me the arm. The arm reaching into the fully dressed mother. At some point, at giving the baby a name. Okay, and then whoop, get the baby out, which it puts it in a basket where already a baby was. So this is The Sims. It's The Sims. What did you expect? No,
I have questions.
Yes. No, but the thing is, I mean, the challenge itself is amazingly stupid. It's like getting 100 babies with different dads and...
So be a hoe.
Basically, and there are certain rules so it must be a different dad. You must not invite them over to help you. You must be a single parent. Do we have a zoom out version of her house? So basically, she has one room where all the kids are in, no furniture at all. Her character is basically always in the red and in the yellow because at all.
So, welcome to The Sims, where Child Protective Services don't exist.
If this would be real, it would be really devastating. It would be something on Philip DeFranco. But since it's a video game, it's fine. And really, what really makes this is a make it or break it thing is like the host is like actually funny in her like especially.
I would hope so.
In the later...
I don't think you could do this video with like a deadpan straight face.
No, but it's the weird thing is, especially in the later episodes, in the fourth one, she starts to develop motherly feelings for her character, even though she knows she has to kick them out because she can only have 8 people living in a household, so she needs to kick them out once they are adults to produce more babies. And once again, they have an ongoing counter for how often she says I instead of Chelsea. So basically, that she confuses herself with this character that is totally not her. It's a counter there somewhere. I'm just looking if the counter is here at some point where it's just like Chelsea, Kelsey confusion. And at some point, she even starts confusing her children.
This is like the opposite of what people usually use to be a sadist on The Sims. Like usually people just do the normal thing and kill their Sims. Here they're just making a lot of extra life.
And this
is someone's fetish.
You might recognize this one here. This is Craig from Dream Daddy, because apparently she also played Cream Daddy and
Cream Daddy? I know that's how you feel when you're around Craig Max, but come on now.
Dream Daddy. And apparently Craig gave her a rain check. And now she has like 5 cracks running around in this village because her fans made her crack husbands to get successful with. And it's like really her reactions to everything is just like what really makes. Oh, one of the dads visits his daughter, she's all like, oh, it's so cute.
Are you sure that's the dad?
Yeah. Yes. I
guess she looks like. I guess she took after her mom.
Yeah, I was there for the conception, so.
You were there for the conception.
He was there for 100 rounds of whoopee.
Yeah. Also, she's collecting the baby birth certificates on the wall here.
That's a big wall then.
I mean, it needs to be 100, so 10 times 10 and you're done. But there's not enough space for 10, so she probably. Oh, god damn it! Why? Thank you,
The Sims. Don't you just love The Sims?
You gotta love them. Oh yeah, and she has more babies, so she needs to advance the room. Anyways, yeah, that's the video. It's just funny. It's just funny to watch. It's an absolutely mind-boggling, stupid challenge, but she plays it accordingly, tongue-in-cheek.
And then she drowns all of them.
No. She's really. I mean, she sucks.
No, that's
she sucks as a mother. I mean, look at her toddlers running around.
Well, I'm just saying, if I did this challenge, I mean, it would all end with inviting all my children to a party, putting them in the pool, and taking out the ladders.
The children are all eating cake. And the funny thing is, The Sims 4 actually has mechanisms where the children, when they eat too much sugar, get like super.
They have a sugar rush.
Yes, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm not giving my children sugar again." So yeah, I can only recommend it. It's a good fun nonsense. It's not even non-content because she has actually a goal she's working for.
This is not as bad as you made it out to be, but God, who made this challenge?
Okay, I can. I just give you the title picture, so maybe now you'll get reminded of how bad it is.
I gotta say though, the BuzzFeed type thumbnails do make me twitch a bit inside.
Yeah, and I was actually when I came across and I clicked on them, I was also like, BuzzFeed, but.
I mean, there's a couple things from BuzzFeed I like. I like the Try Guys and stuff like that.
But yeah, I mean, BuzzFeed. I associate BuzzFeed with absolute nonsense bullshit on their on their news website. But nevertheless, once again, it's nothing great, but it's a hilarious, stupid, fun. Check it out if you have a bit time.
Amazing.
Obviously, link to it and everything else we talked about in the description down below.
Yeah, so I technically have 2 medias, but the first one I just want to show the thumbnail, not that one.
Oh.
I just want to show the thumbnail of this one and just tell people to watch it.
Okay.
Because this is the best video on YouTube.
That's the problem. I don't see the thumbnail, I see the commercial.
Oh.
Here's the thumbnail, very small in the corner, invisible for people off screen. Okay.
So if people are wondering what this video is, because it's been on trending for like 3 days, and why this video that's only been up for 3 days is 5 million views. This is Jenna Marbles recording her dog for 24 hours every time it cried or was nasty. And it resulted in a 13-minute video. Point is, she has a dog named Kermit, which is an Italian Greyhound, which is the funniest fucking dog on the internet. Look at that derpy ass dog. That's Peach.
But yeah,
that's Marvel.
But look at this.
But no,
same species looks like a proper dog.
That thing. I love Kermit. He's just he is if you made anxiety into a dog. He cries about everything. He tries to steal everyone's food. When he eats his food, he basically just inhales it. He's constantly getting hurt by stepping on bees or getting bitten by spiders. Almost drowned in a pool trying to chase a squirrel.
My spirit animal.
He licks people's feet. And he has this
no longer my spirit animal. Never mind.
He has this weird affinity that if you put soap on the ground, he will start rubbing his head crazily against it. This dog is a disgusting creature, and I want to protect him. And I mean, he's such a staple of Jenna's channel. The original thing that started this video was that people wanted her to strap a mic on the dog and get like HD recordings of Kermit's heavy breathing and crying. But they went for filming instead. And this video is just great, showing the dogs being fed up with him, the parents just calling him nasty for hours, and then going to the dog park with him trying to hump everything. But
oh wait, we are on the way to the dog park. Can we see some humping? No, that's
no. There's the rubbing thing he does usually with soap.
Oh yeah, there.
That's not it. He's just nasty. Yeah, he's okay. You just gotta fast forward a bit more. That's just him crying. That's just him crying.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There goes the humping. Whoop.
He can't even do it properly because he keeps trying to hump the dog's face.
I mean, if the dog turns around because the dog doesn't want to. Quality content, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no!
Jenna
it's
Marble,
just...
one of the but not anymore. But she used to be top 3 biggest YouTuber at some point.
I mean, she is an OG YouTuber,
yeah.
And her videos get consistently like 4 million views. And you know what? I love her because she's one of the most realist fucking people on YouTube. In that her videos are just, I just want to do what makes me happy. And it's just, she doesn't feel like she needs to conform to any of the YouTube algorithm and shit. She just does what she wants. And that includes recording her dog being nasty. So I really love her. And her videos are so calming. And Kermit's nasty. And that's the lesson we can learn. And this nasty dog got a number 2 on trending. Oh, yeah. Stealing a loofah.
Oh, boy. Well, but yeah.
But anyway, my actual media, Steven Universe Season 5 finale. Diamond Days Battle of Heart and Mind. If you don't want spoilers, leave. But like...
I haven't seen any of the show in like years, so I need to... This counts as spoilers for me.
Well, whatever.
It's fine.
We gotta put the Wii U's.
I mean, we can maybe start soft, and then you tell me when I switch on the spoiler alert.
We'll start soft. So me and Max just watched the entire Diamond Days arc. It was fun. He got it was great seeing his reaction to a bunch of stuff, including the watermelon episode. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, aren't a lot of watermelon episodes kind of down that similar path of WTF?
Yeah, but I love this is totally out of context. My favorite moment was him being like, "Why is there a watermelon shark?"
Oh yes. Doesn't you see? Here's the thing about suspension of disbelief. You can take the most fantastic bullshit. Like, I mean, this is really now season 1. Steven has magical spit, which can cure wounds. So when he eats watermelons and spit out the seeds, they turn into living creatures, clones of him actually, but watermelons. Okay, this is an established rule in the Steven universe. I can work with this. His healing spit has been a staple in the show and an important plot element for ages. Where does the fucking watermelon shark come from?
Or the watermelon doggo, but I'm not going to complain about the watermelon doggo because the doggo is a good boy.
But how? It doesn't make any sense. Lore, canon, whatever. Anyways, your medium.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that it was a creation from the watermelons themselves because they have gardens and everything. Though that just raises the question, why would they want to make a shark? Yeah, but anyway, besides that, the actual Battle of Heart and Mind, the 44-minute special. Oh my god, it was so good. I mean, this just shows the show needs a longer running time. I'm so glad that they did a 44-minute thing instead of splitting it up into smaller bits, because that just would have been a huge detriment. But it's just... The show has always been about different types of love and self-love and loving yourself, and that being the penultimate of this special was perfectly put. We got new gem forms, baby, and Lapis has pants!
Spoiler!
Oh yeah, do we need to go into spoilers? Because I'm going to talk about their new forms.
No. I mean, you're just talking about the design, I guess?
Yeah, just the design. Just the designs.
Well, you heard it, guys. She's talking about design. If you really
character
don't
design spoilers.
Yeah, design spoilers. I will not.
Point is, Peridot and Lapis look like they've been watching Gurren Lagann and wanted to base their new costumes off of it. And it's great. I hope that they fuse at some point in the next season, because then we're just going to have a character from Gurren Lagann. My favorite form of the crystal gems is probably Pearl. I love her jacket. She's so cute and casual. I need to get used to Garnet's new glasses because they're weird.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I see the issue.
The new fusion. I mean, I like Smoky Quartz's new outfit. I love Rainbow Quartz 2.0. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Like he's great. I love him. And Sunstone, I don't care what people say. It's fucking funny. Everyone hates Sunstone, but I don't.
They do.
A lot of people don't like it because they feel like they were lazy with the design and because it was kind of a joke character. But it's just like, no, if you take Steven's positivity and put it with the passion and love that Garnet's made out of, what do you think's gonna happen? Like,
also that makes. Yeah, but I mean, my thing is, I've heard nothing but positive things about Sunstone, but on Tumblr, I heard everybody loves Sunstone, so that's news to me.
It's among my friends, everyone hates Sunstone because everyone's cynical. But I love the development of yellow and blue and white. It was great. And now we're going to go into spoiler territory because I'm talking about a really penultimate scene. Oh my god, the twist they did of what happens if you pull out Steven's gem. Because everyone has predicted, if you pull out Steven's gem, pink diamond would come out, rose quartz would come out. No! Like, how they did it, I was just like, I did not expect that. Also, Steven's fucking dying. Because the gem is half of him. He is literally crawling on the floor being like, I need it.
I mean, Ambris, you might want to unplug if you don't want to get spoiled.
It's too late now, you know.
Yeah, but like the fucking thing where Pink Steven is just like, she's gone, and then he yells it, and it's like, oh, that is just the Crewniverse saying, do you get the hint now, audience? Pink's gone. Turn off your fan fictions. And then
that's only going to make them more.
Yeah, but then they had one of the best animated scenes that's been on television. They got a fucking Disney animator to animate Steven fusing with himself. Well, and this is the actual pencils from James Baxter animating this scene. And it's there, and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta play it?
I'm not entirely sure how to I mean, the problem is people who don't want to get spoiled probably have already unplugged audio-wise, but now we have a visual spoiler. So
okay, look away.
Look away. Look away. Look away.
Look away.
Okay.
Hear no evil, see no evil.
I hope they got the message.
Yeah, but like.
Anyways, here's the scene.
But just like the fact that this was all animated on paper and pencil, and just the weight the characters have, this turnaround of white, people thought that was CG when the special first came out, doing the turnaround. It's like, no, look at what you can fucking do when you're good at animation. It's just, and the story apparently of how they got James Baxter is that he owed Rebecca Sugar a favor because Rebecca Sugar drew a picture of Rose and Steven for James's daughter's birthday. Aww. And she was like, I'm going to hold on to that. And that was it. The special basically ended with a Disney animated sequence. And I'm just, Oh, I absolutely love this special. People, catch up on Steven Universe if you haven't already. A movie's going to be coming out this fall. Catch up, sit down, enjoy it. I know that it seems like people have kind of been trashing on Steven Universe recently, being like, Steven Universe is garbage, here's why, and all this. And yeah, the show has its flaws, but...
Boo-hoo, which one doesn't?
Yeah, just... The thing is that I've seen this thing, and Steven's been the catalyst for it, is that people are letting a show that gets criticized, like, and I've seen it with, like, the Pony Show, too. Because people have differing opinions and criticism, it affects them enjoying the show. And it's just like, look, you can be critical of something and still enjoy it. And I don't see why people think that's not possible and it's not mutually and that you can't. Because it's like, if you can't look at...
This is not really spoiler anymore, is it?
Yeah. If you can't look at something and have criticisms on it and just blindly enjoy it, but suddenly the moment someone gives a critique, you're suddenly like, oh, my entire worldview is broken, then did you really like it to begin with?
Yep.
Like, that's just my question that I throw out to people, because a lot of people hate the reviewing communities on YouTube and stuff because it's like, oh, you're ruining my fun. And it's like, no. It's not bad to enjoy something and still point out, yeah, it's probably flawed.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I tend to think that it goes both ways, that, like, if you critically and intelligently analyze a show and you understand, what it does wrong, you probably also understand what it does right, and you can appreciate what makes why the show is as good as it is or as popular, because you understand more intimately what is good about it instead of just blindly liking the whole thing. And from that end, you take what you like about it and apply it to your own creations, and that's how good shows get made. People constantly remixing their favorite elements of other shows into new stuff. That's the creative cycle,
I mean,
so,
I mean, as somebody coming from the other end who does reviews and actually noticed that I developed a more critical approach to stuff that I watch, I can say it is actually a two-edged sword, even for the people who do the reviewing. I have a perfect example, the movie The Devil Wears Prada.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved this movie back in the day. I mean, Emily Blunt came out of it, who is now, Mary Poppins, who is really making it while she was just supportive. Anyways, the thing is, I really loved this movie back in the day, and I recently rewatched it. I assume it was on Netflix. That's how it came across, and I was like, oh my god! I even owned the DVD, which doesn't say too much because I owned dozens of DVDs because I bought everything. This was before net. I'm old, okay? This was before streaming. I actually owned a bunch of DVDs.
Netflix isn't that old. Come on now.
Or generally streaming. But yeah, and I rewatched it after years, like literally years, and years of doing reviewing and analysis stuff and being generally more grown up and older. And I watched it and I saw flaws left and right and so much stuff that was bad. I still enjoyed it and still made me smile, but I did not was such amazed by it as I used to be. And this is where the two-edgedness comes in. By having a more critical thinking and a more refined taste, let's put it this way, you have a more refined taste, comes that, the bar for stuff you enjoy gets put higher. So everything that now was above the bar before is now under the bar. You might fall out of love with it a little bit. But as Ambris pointed out, then again you learn to appreciate really good stuff even more. So it's a trade-off.
It's just the thing that I feel like people wanting to eradicate negativity and criticism is just as toxic as the overtly cynical people that want to eradicate positivity. Be moderate.
Yes.
Criticism have gotten to be so hyperbolic, where it's, if you like this show, you're, either a fanboy or you're a terrible person, or and if you don't like the show, you have no taste and you're cynical, and it's like so goddamn hyperbolic. I mean, sometimes a perfectly reasonable person can even not like a really good show just for personal reasons, and they can even, cite genuine criticisms of it as why they like it, and that doesn't mean that they're, a lot of taste is subjective, and so you can't just, I don't know, we need to like get away from hyperbolic, buzz statements of just, you're terrible, you can't say, you can say Steven Universe is a great show, but it's not a very helpful statement to just say that and act like, every moment of the show is equally great. It's just an easy way of saying it. What you need to do is make a critical statement of what all the good elements of the show are, as well as the critical elements of where it flubs. Yeah. So, I'm
don't
rambling.
Be a Kermit. Yeah, don't be a Kermit and just cry about everything.
Exactly.
Is that your impression of Kermit, Max? You need to be crying more, sound like a deflated balloon, and rub your head against soap. But yeah, so onwards to what's also not like Kermit? We actually answer questions, which we got. Did we get any on Twitter, Max?
No, Twitter is completely question-free this week.
We've answered every question in the universe.
Yes.
We can retire early.
There's literally no question on Twitter left.
So because we have Ambris, doing the fuck, marry, kill question last is not nearly as awkward. So, the meme-making, shit-posting wolf, great name, said, "Welcome to Wolfhead's gallery of beautiful people to start with the name Chris. Fuck, marry, kill. Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Brown. Choose wisely." Who would you fuck, marry, and kill? I feel like the kill is a kind of obvious answer.
I mean,
I don't even know who Chris Brown is.
Same here. I would simply kill him for not knowing him.
Oh, I know him. He's an asshole person who got in a lot of trouble back in like 2009 because he beat up his girlfriend Rihanna super mercilessly.
Okay, yeah, kill him.
Yeah,
so kill him. So now we just need to fucking marry him. We got Chris Pratt and Chris Pine.
I'm doing all kinds of awful stuff about him. So yeah, kill Chris Brown.
Okay, kill. Well, good job, Wolf, for basically making one answer set in stone. You had so many other Chris's. You had Chris Hemsfield. You had Chris. What's the other one?
Hemsworth.
Whatever.
Chris Evans.
Evans. Huh? But he maybe
Chris Angel.
but maybe he didn't want to make it all too Marvel heavy, so we only have one Marvel, one Star Trek, I guess. He did Marvel stuff. Oh no, Chris Pine actually is DC.
And other things.
Yeah. I mean, we know him as Captain Kirk, but
he's not associated directly with Marvel. He kind of so Chris Pine is the non,
he's
and then all the other Chris's are
all are Marvel. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, between three people, let's see if we can at least get two different answers for the marry and the fucking.
What were the other two Chris's?
Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, and Chris Pine, Captain Kirk.
I would marry Chris Pratt mainly because he's a funny dude, and therefore, if you had to stay the rest of your life with him, he'll make you laugh at least. Chris Pine, I have about the epitome of zero feelings, completely neutral towards him.
But he looks pretty fuckable.
I mean, not even really. At least not to me. Like whatever. So. Just get it over with.
Wait, let me Google
Chris
Pine sexy.
What an empty. Yes, exactly. It would be empty.
Okay.
He looks like a more angular version of Nathan Fillion.
Okay.
Now, if it was Chris Hemsworth, I would choose to fuck Chris Hemsworth because you just want to be in those arms, don't you?
I mean, who doesn't want to fuck Thor?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Especially short-haired Thor, because long-haired Thor kind of looked like a homeless person.
I like the idea of long hair, but for whatever reason, they could never get his long hair to look like majestic and full. It's like it always looked a little thin, and it feels like they should have done more to make it more just, like a L'Oreal commercial.
But to just throw in a little bit of an alternative view, I mean, we have now heard your view. here's a little bit of a thing which makes it. I mean, I obviously love Chris Pratt. I mean, I'm wearing his facial hair, okay? Like, literally his facial hair. I went to Hollywood and stole his hair, and it's glued to my face now. No,
Skin crawled a little there.
Okay, I don't know how you can reel back from that, but go ahead.
No, the problem why I have a little bit of a hesitation about just marrying him right away is that he occasionally, this is the thing, it's very occasionally, but occasionally in really, really questionable circumstances, he is like, oh well, let's ask God or bring God into it. And I'm like, could we please separate the religious and the secular, please? So this is a little bit like, would I be happy with somebody who is really religious and the other way around? So simply to be a little bit contrarian, even though I actually would want to marry Chris Pratt, I'd say Chris Pine and Chris Pratt. I mean, they're both fuckable and they're both probably great to marry. So Keyframe, what's your final decision?
This is so hard. You're making me choose between my Chris brethren. I am a Christine, but I am a Chris.
I'm a Christian, and I'm a Christian.
Yeah, there's so many Chris's in this world and we're supposed to stick together. Except Chris Brown, fuck you. But like, I don't know. I mean, you know what? I'll marry Chris Pine because then there's a huge probability I can steal all of his stuff from Star Trek.
No. Legally, half of it belongs to you then.
I would marry him if he didn't ask for a prenup, and then I could just divorce him and take half of his movie props.
Wow, and you judged me for wanting to do an empty fuck with Chris Pine.
I mean, look, the thing is, this is not the worst answer I've given first explanation I've given for these marry, fuck, kills. Max can attest. I choose to go into the worst the route that you take when you play a video game and become the worst, most evil character when I do these. And I mean, I would love to marry Chris Pratt. It would be a lovely union. But sorry, I would want to take the Star Trek stuff.
Oh my god. But if you would marry Chris Pratt, and with your hair color, he could actually call you Blue and look at you lovingly, like at a CGI Velociraptor.
That would be some weird bedroom play right there.
Oh, scream at me like a clever girl.
But no, I guess you know what? I guess that works either way. So fuck Chris Pratt. Hell. Do you think Chris Pratt has Lego figures of Emmett in his room?
Would you want to steal them?
No, I don't want to steal them. But just saying, would you? It's just like you're fucking Chris Pratt. He's ramming you, and then you look over at his headboard, and there's just a giant Emmett head staring down at you. Everything is awesome.
So imagine this is his fucking music.
Oh no, he has like a little stereo next to a little Bluetooth thing being like, let me set the mood. Everything is awesome. And he does the dance-off move, but with no clothes on from Guardian. I am making the best fan fiction. Chris Pratt, come on our show.
Okay, I'm putting him on the list right now.
Nice. Anyway, next question.
He can make time in, between Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, why wouldn't he? He would like a nice break.
He's officially on our list now. Oops.
Yes. So okay.
And you could entice him by saying that no one here wanted to kill him.
That's very true.
He only wanted to marry and fuck him, so he should love to be here.
He should be and you know what? As a newly single man, he should feel very humbled. that two men want to marry and fuck him.
Very true.
Anyway, so asking enigmatic royal prince asks, okay, so to Ambris, what delved you into the advent of NSFW and lootful arts? Has there ever been a limit to such provocative art that you won't go for? So what won't you?
I'm called out. Damn. I don't think I've ever even said here that I've drawn, NSFW stuff, but so secret's out, cat's out of the bag. I'm a furry, of course I do. Never mind. But not to derail, but like when I was at FurCon and we got into the elevator and it was like super crowded, like just packed in, and then basically it was basically packed in, and then I'm like, we're like, okay, we can fit one more, and then I just say, and they'll like, it's okay, we're furries, we're used to tight places, and the entire elevator died. It was it was amazing.
But yeah, to maybe give a little bit of context, I mean, you are rather harmless on the NSFW spectrum. No, at least from the stuff I have seen, let's put it like this. I mean, pinups mostly, and maybe a little bit of harmless. Did you even do actual sex?
Oh yeah, I have. I don't
but
do
not
it.
much.
I don't draw that much because largely because it's really hard to get.
That's better for it,
Slap me on the knee.
Sorry.
It's usually just really hard to get two characters to interact, convincingly and naturalistic. So I just tend to avoid.
I'm sorry. Sorry, did you just describe the act of coitus as interacting? And also using this hand gesture?
Excuse you, I had claw fingers, okay?
Once again, furries. It's furries. There are more.
Look, I've been on Fur Affinity a lot the past few days. I don't know if I would still count this as the proper motion.
This represents the 4 dicks an echidna has.
Oh, okay. Back to Wolf's question.
I'm sorry.
But
no,
yeah,
you're
what won't you draw?
Oh, geez. I mean, stuff that isn't illegal.
Okay, so no kid diddling.
Yeah, it's like Excuse me. I'm trying to think, like, I guess really when it comes down to it, I just say that I'm pretty vanilla about what I do draw.
Like,
if I'm being commissioned to draw something that's that's a bit beyond the vanilla, and sure, if you pay me to draw it, and it's otherwise an acceptable thing, sure, I'll draw it. It may not really be all that into it. I would recommend you find someone who's into it to get a better work. But some people really just want my art style, so
yeah,
just go with it. So, but I mean, I generally stay on the more vanilla end of things. I'm really I'm not into stuff that's like really hardcore or raw. I tend to be more tasteful. I would argue. But
The things that I know I won't draw with NSFW, even if people paid me, is like fucking kid diddling. I don't think anyone should be drawing that. Yeah, and fucking gross shit like scat shit like that. Literally shit like that.
Yeah.
That stuff is just like. There's a certain faction of people. You can go to a drop down on Fur Affinity and find that. Don't ask me.
I didn't want to say it here, but yeah, that's pretty much like no, never gonna draw. I mean, that's the kind of on the end of the stuff that's like really out there. And I'm like, no.
There's out of this house, and then there's out of this country.
Yes, exactly. I mean, what I was saying is like, draw like hardcore bondage or something, and I'm like, okay, that's not my thing. But if you're, I'll pay me money, I'll draw it. But then there's stuff that's just like, no, why?
What's your definition of hardcore bondage?
Show on some examples.
Examples.
Get this Twitch channel banned.
Is it like fully wrapped in leather hanging from the ceiling?
I would argue that completely involving rigging and people being blinded, and then there's also just drawing that there's art styles who just like draw things in a really almost grotesque way with just features like hyper exaggerated and just fluids everywhere and just like it's like okay.
To get back to the first half of the question, how did you get into the loot?
Okay, so there's a very interesting thing that happens when you're 14 years old, and
a magical time in your life where you watch Basic Instinct and see her switch her legs, and then you're like, huh.
For me, it was playing Star Fox Adventures and Crystal Fox coming onto the scene, because I'm furry trash.
I mean, that's very true.
Cats.
I'm
great mouse detective.
Good taste.
Oh God,
Yeah.
we just degrade ourselves more and more on this cast. Chris Pratt, please come on.
Talk to a bunch of horny furries.
So, next question.
Yeah, next question. From my only personality trait is gay. You have great names on your Discord.
And it's
Debate.
It's not even in the new style we have. By the way, you got a new name on my Discord, Ambris.
I do?
Yeah. You.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a new naming convention, which is already falling apart again.
Pin-up drawing funny shark. But yeah, so
yes.
Only personality trait is gay asks. Debate. Could cereal be considered as a soup? No, it's not a soup.
What defines a soup and what defines a cereal?
The thing is that, like, I guess they mean in the fact that it is a liquid that has solids in it, because soup can be, broth with chicken and stuff.
I mean, there are also creamy soup, so it's not out of the question to have something milk-based as the foundation for the soup. Yes.
According to Merriam-Webster, a definition of a soup is a liquid food, especially with a meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base. I guess this is especially, so it's not required. What's the FDA? What's the FDA's definition? That's what we want to find out, because
we're doing research.
Yeah.
My brother was like he was taking like culinary classes at one point, and he was telling me, "Did you know that a pizza is a sandwich?"
Wait, what?
It's called an open-faced hot sandwich, is what it is. It counts as a sandwich.
I deny this reality vehemently.
Excuse
me.
So Chrissy, what's the favorite food of your people again? Sandwich, right? The South European sandwiches.
Maximilian, there is only 1 month's time between now and your death. I hope you enjoy the time in between. but no, I don't accept that. But no, I just wouldn't count it as a soup because...
Yeah, but the question is, what's the definition of a soup?
Yeah, the definition of a soup, if it has like a vegetable or a meat in it. Last time I checked, I haven't had soup with meat in it. I hope. I've never heard of meat cereal.
No, not meat, but cereal is usually made out of something wheat-based.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything if it's supposed to be like a meat or a vegetable stock. Wheat isn't a vegetable last time I checked. But
it's a grain, yeah. So I mean, it really just depends on, Merriam-Webster suggests that. I mean, it only says especially. It doesn't say always. And I don't know what the FDA's definition of a soup is. It might be something wild, like, any, food particles suspended in a liquid, might be, that might be theirs for all we know.
The bigger debate here is pizza being a sandwich, which is wrong.
Well, take 2 pizzas and put them on top of each other. You have a pizza sandwich. It's just a calzone. I think a calzone is just a hot sandwich, is basically.
Stop it! My worldview!
While we are already on the topic of pizza, Cosplaying Deadly Kraken asked, what would you put on a pizza to make the worst pizza in the world? Note, all toppings must actually be edible, no knives or literal shit or stuff like that. So just putting
like actual food. Yeah,
putting actual food on it, but still making the worst pizza in the world.
But no,
we can't be friends.
What, do you have words for me?
I have words. I have words. I am going to send a pineapple ham pizza to your house because reasons. Because no, wait, no, I'm going to send it to my house, and then I'm going to eat it.
Oh, and of course, question goes out to everybody watching as well. So, worst toppings for toppings for the worst pizza in the world. Everybody go.
Okay, Max. What would you put on the pizza to make the worst pizza in the world?
The problem is that I lack creativity, so I recall that my roommate back in the day had a pretty gross one where he basically got a döner pizza, and döner is basically like the turkey falafel thingamajig, but with the giant twisting meat where they use a hedge cutter to get the meat off it and stuff like this.
The scrapey meat.
Yeah, but he got this on. But then again, it might with the tzatziki sauce and everything, or sauce hollandaise on a pizza. But at the end of the day, he still ate it, so it might not have been the worst. It was just a very gross idea. But yeah, so let's go actually gross. Skittles.
Why?
The thing about Skittles is like
the savory tomato sauce and cheese, and then just Skittles.
Yeah, you see, the thing, the trick to obtain true grossness is that you want flavors that will actually mix into a gross. If you put Skittles on a pizza, it's just going to be like, oh, that bite was pizza. Oh, that bite was Skittles. You know, it's not. They're not going to mix. Basically, they're just going to be. You're going to have two different contrasting flavors.
Once again, I'm not creative when it comes to this, but I'm very willing to listen to your expertise in how to make really crappy food. Go, Ambris.
See, again, the problem is you could take a normal pizza. And what would you put on it to make it bad? Like, I don't know, ground coffee, or something. That doesn't even sound that bad. That sounds just weird. I mean, I've heard worse. I've heard worse, but I'm really struggling to figure out what would be like truly disgusting to put on like a normal pizza, because you could like take everything off and do something different. You could put peanut butter and jelly on a plain pizza crust.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. That does sound good. And someone mentioned in the chat like a dessert pizza. So it's like, what could you put on there that's just completely out there? That is
you switch out the tomato sauce with Nutella and take fish as a topping.
That sounds pretty darn gross.
That sounds pretty bad. I mean, you could just put grape jelly on a normal pizza, and that would be pretty bad.
What are you talking about? That sounds great. Okay, this is good. Okay, so my answer. This is actually kind of difficult for me because I may not have the ability to eat as much food as I used to, but I still have the palate of a trash can. In that, when I was younger,
you don't like pineapple and ham.
That's just a sin. But no, what's that smile down there? But no, like, no, the thing is, I have the palate of a dumpster. In that, when I was younger, I would basically eat like Shaggy and just pile everything on top of it. I used to put Oreo cookies on top of pepperoni pizza and put sriracha sauce on it.
I see how this question is truly difficult for you.
But no, I came up with an idea, and it has to be all the food that I imagine would taste bad. You remember those like 1940s, 1950s cookbooks where they just put everything inside of gelatin?
Yeah, those look gross. You're right.
Yeah,
pizza.
So yeah, here's my idea for good old pizza. First, you're going to take the base of a buffalo chicken pizza, which is already objectively disgusting to some. I don't know who. Those people have trash taste, but, Then you're going to take that and cover it in hot dogs. Not good hot dogs, mind you. Freaking store brand, like frozen, boil in water hot dogs. And you're gonna cut them up into little bits and just sprinkle them around. And then you're going to take a nice raspberry vinaigrette sauce and just pour that all on top. And then to top it all off, we're going to put all of that into a Jello mold. There. Have I made the most disgusting pizza yet? First of all, the idea of putting a pizza inside of gelatin is already disgusting.
That is, it really is. That's just about all you need to do.
But now you take the sour spiciness that is buffalo chicken with the gross spongy hot dogs, and then the sweetness and yet vinegariness of raspberry vinaigrette, and then put it with fucking Jell-O.
That's just genius. That's genius.
It takes an Italian to make a monster like that.
I'm reminded of what's that anime? Shokugeki no Soma, whatever. It's a cooking anime about, you know, whatever he wants to be the very best cook in the world.
Do the clothes fly off?
But
do the clothes fly off when they?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Food Wars. It's Food Wars.
Okay, good.
No, not Food Wars. It's different. I'm thinking of a different. It's called Shokugeki no Soma, or maybe that's the English. Is that what the English title is? Food Wars?
Yes.
I mean, then again, I wouldn't put it beyond Japan to have multiple cooking anime shows where food flies off.
Anyways, the point is, the main character Soma, he's he's an aspiring, you know, want to be the very best, like no one ever was cook. But in his to burn off steam or whatever when he's stressed out for fun, he makes the most disgusting things he possibly can. As on the side, and like early on, one thing he did was like a squid tentacle dipped in a peanut butter sauce or something like that, and he makes his friends try it out. He has like almost the sadistic glee of just eat this. It's just like he has so much fun doing that, and it's the crazy shit he does in the show. That's the only one I remember, but he does a lot of those just like really gross things putting together. It's amazing.
But would that taste bad though? I mean, you can make a sauce with a peanut butter base, and if you put enough like salt and stuff in it, it could actually be a nice nutty sauce to go with the squid. I should be thinking through about this. I'm thinking about disgusting food.
I'll be 100% honest. It was like almost a year ago that I watched that, so I might not be remembering clearly what he did. So, but it was just every once in a while he just comes up with something truly disgusting.
Anyway, the next question. Asking Enigmatic Royal Prince asks, what is the infallible formula for creating a meme and a dank meme? So, a meme. What are the crucial components when it comes to its longevity and creativity? The question of life.
Do you want us to figure out how to go faster than light while we're at it?
Yeah. Do you want us to solve world hunger? The thing is about memes is that as the years go by, it's more and more inexplicable why certain memes
catch on and other things.
Yeah, like a fucking egg. A stock photo of an... Oh,
yeah, also I dare to say the definition of meme has changed, hasn't it?
Well, if it's a widely shared thing, then yeah, that's a meme.
Mm-hmm. But the pointlessness. I mean, today we have like the egg. We have artificial memes that get created as memes. But then we also have like just those random pictures, like with a penguin or with a dog face in the middle and a different cap on it. Or then the memes that come up years after the fact, or the ones that are about super old TV shows where suddenly today the meme is there. Like, what?
The fucking Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
That's an amazing one.
Oh, that is a great one. Or like the fucking when memes resurge, like the fucking Megalovania Sans from Undertale meme that's been coming back because of inexplicable means. Like the reason why it came back is people are mixing it with Fortnite. Cause Fortnite
is its own meme altogether.
Yes.
It's like, you know, it basically comes down to, I mean, you have to have a combination of just like absurd relatability, you know, like something that people can inherently understand, even if they haven't seen the original material. That's kind of what makes something go on and really spread. But you also have to be like in the right place at the right time for lightning to strike and have, you know, it kind of proliferate out, because there's so much information these days on the internet to have any particular one thing. Wow, the video is all wigging out on my end. I don't know if it's just you guys, but we're like super.
It's just you.
Yeah.
We're hyper pixelated. We look like something out of a horror movie right there.
Or the sensor bars on The Sims.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, Yeah, basically in the right place at the right time with the right kind of material, and it's impossible to artificially create that. You see big corporations that try to create that, and it's awkward and cringy that they do that.
Welcome to the post show.
Oh no, he said the word.
He said the word. But no, go on.
Okay, finish.
I didn't even intend to. Anyways, yeah, I mean that's basically it. It's just you have to have something that's relatable and understandable, even if you haven't seen the original meme or the original part of it, and then it has to be something that implies an idea and an understanding, so that you feel like you're on an in-joke. Memes are are inherently in-jokes. That once you get the meaning of it, outside of context, it can be a little bit confusing. But God, I need to write an essay on this because I'm like just rambling in different directions.
At the end of the day, you can actually equate a lot of the psychology of memes and how memes spread to a lot of principles of marketing and advertising. The more I think about it, because it's basically you got to make something identifiable but also organic. Because if you try to push a meme, then the only real, and there is a plus to doing that, because if you push a meme really hard, the actual meme that comes out of it is making fun of you pushing the meme.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day,
it's still
that pushing is publicity. But to make a good one that people somewhat genuinely like, it has to be an organic, identifiable thing that leaves a subconscious impression upon you. So like if you see something like the bongo cat, most people just identify it as this really cute little cat that does the bongos, and so when you see further memes of it, well, it just permeates in your mind more, because it already inherently hits a spot of cats are cute. Simplistically drawn cats playing instruments are cute.
Exactly. You don't need to know the origin of Bongo Cat to enjoy a Bongo Cat meme.
Yes.
Exactly.
Also, there's a thing of different types of memes. Like you brought up the artificial meme that then turns into a meme because people make fun of it. So we have the ironic meme, but then we also have the meme that actually can, like Ambris described, have an actual meaning, like where there is a message in it. You have the very blatant message where it's where there's a cap on it, or something like the unfaithful boyfriend meme, which carries a certain it's easy to understand, to recognize, but it can carry a message by plastering different faces on there.
It's interesting. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah, but then you also then have some that are just silly and just get shared without without any deeper meaning whatsoever. Like
moth.
Yeah, or like the floss. Like it's just a move. There's nothing. There's no message behind it. There's no ironic meaning behind it.
It's just recognizable.
Yeah, exactly. It has only the bare thing of getting around. So.
Can I just say, I love the moment you said floss and you started to do a little bit of the floss in your chair.
I tried it once.
You tried doing... Wait, are you not good at doing the floss dance? Are you that much of a white boy?
Yes.
It's not a hard dance. You literally just swing your arms.
And your hips. And the thing is that your hips actually go on the two. Wait, no.
Move a little bit more. You're not in frame.
There's my chair. My chair is now stuck under my table. No, but the thing is, though, you have to move the hips. The thing is, you have to do the hips, and the arms go on kind of on the twos. Like, whoop. And the hip goes... See?
We need a GIF of that. You need to do it long enough to make a GIF.
Wait, I can do it. Oh.
Yeah, make it a GIF, and we're going to put it on your Discord.
Oh, boy. Okay, wait. Wait.
Come on, do the floss. Everybody, do the floss.
It's still wrong. Okay.
Let's
first get the arms. So what's the arms? God damn it, this cable.
It's not hard.
So here are the arms. And now the hip has to go on the twos. That's a...
It's sad when Trevor Noah did that dance better than you in YouTube Rewind.
He probably had time to practice it.
No, fam. You know what? That's another ironic meme, though, is fucking Will Smith in the fucking and the Mike S. Brownlee being like, "Is this what you wanted?"
Well,
but you know what?
Yeah, we cannot go more.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. It's time for awkward guys. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guys. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis, which you do not want to miss on awkward.